In this video, I'm going to explain why the way we treat our time is one of the most important considerations for all of us, and I'm going to give you 5 ways to use your time more efficiently. Unlike money, which if you're an entrepreneur you'll naturally be setting out to create, time is a finite resource and the most precious one of all. We have relatively short lives in which to fulfill our purpose and create meaning and a legacy for ourselves and others. So we must prioritise time. Time gives us the freedom to dedicate ourselves to what really matters to us. It's the ultimate form of wealth, a luxury which material possessions can never replace. This is why slavery is such abject cruelty, because it denies its victims both time and the money to enjoy it in a way that is meaningful to them. I was introduced to the idea of double time by one of my business and property mentors, Rob Moore. I love this concept, which involves merging everyday chores with business and through this making every moment you have count. Rob takes it to the extreme, having his hair cut by a mobile hairdresser while he's having board meetings, for example, but he definitely walks the talk and taught me to use my train and car journeys, dog walks, boring waits at the doctor and in the hospital, queues in the supermarket, you name it, to either enrich my mind or work on my business. So I never take a car journey alone, for example, without listening to books on Audible. I make phone calls when I'm walking the dog, and I take my smartphone everywhere so I can work whenever I'm waiting. This also stops me from filling my head with trivia like Hello magazine, bad news that can unnerve or upset me, or dumb radio chat. We all need downtime, fun and relaxation too, and having habits like these are also great because they free up more of your time for this. And you should always remember to make time for connection too. A lonely entrepreneur is a very sad entrepreneur, so don't let this be you. So let's get on to looking at the mistakes many entrepreneurs make when it comes to their use of time and how to build better habits and systems to make time work for you. The first way entrepreneurs drain their time is through lack of clarity. One of my favourite sayings is, always be clear about your purpose or others will use you for theirs. What are your goals in life and business? And what are you going to do every day to take you towards them? The reason it's important to ask yourself this is because it puts you in the driving seat of your time. Once you've decided what you're going to do every day and completed it, your work is done. And everything else, including the demands others place upon you, is an optional extra. If you're a parent, watch out. Your children can be massive time stealers if you let them. Being a doormat is neither dignified nor noble. You owe it to them as well as yourself to show them that you always have time and attention for them, but that they must respect your time too. And what you use this for, fulfilling your life's purpose and delivering on your business goals, is not up for debate, guilt-tripping or negotiation. If you're a wife or girlfriend, watch out too. Some men will steal your time if you let them, leaving you to work and do all the domestic and childcare stuff while they enjoy their non-negotiable hobbies and interests and build exciting and rewarding careers or businesses of their own. I guess it sometimes works the other way around too, but I haven't seen it yet. The second way entrepreneurs drain their time is through going it alone. If you try to do everything yourself, even the tasks you hate and are bad at, you will not only give yourself a horrible life, but you will also find yourself falling into bed each night, exhausted and drained. Get good at leverage, deciding what you're going to do and getting rid of everything else to those who will do it better than you. Even as a solopreneur, you need to embrace a CEO attitude. Find any way you can to outsource those unwanted tasks. Teenagers, VAs, JV partners or paid professionals, just don't do it all yourself. The third way entrepreneurs drain their time is through travel. The concept of meeting for coffee is very popular, for example, in property circles, but coffee often entails a car journey in traffic or going on public transport. Only agree to a meeting if a Skype call won't do. If you have several meetings, try to group them together, getting others to come to you if possible. Of course, there are times when face-to-face is really important, especially if you're trying to close a deal, develop a partnership or service a client with attention and focus. But for everything else, just be ruthless and say no. When the famous media executive Greg Dyke ran ITV, he was well known for only having standing up meetings that lasted for no longer than 15 minutes, cutting out the waffle. That's an example of someone who values his time. The fourth way entrepreneurs drain their time is through distractions. Social media, gaming, unscheduled phone calls and so on. If you're prone to distractions, it's probably because you're not giving yourself enough breaks. You need to intersperse periods of intense focus and activity with scheduled breaks to do whatever makes you feel good. Since for me social media mostly represents work, I like to go for a walk in nature, have scheduled calls with friends, go to the gym, find a new song on Spotify to add to my playlist, or browse the internet for random stuff such as cute raccoon videos. But I make this time limited and conscious, and then I go back to work. The fifth way entrepreneurs drain their time is through not prioritizing properly. I used to dive into the day by answering emails, and then I realized that by doing this I was putting other people's agendas before my own. So think about the order of your day and put your own agenda first after any practical commitments such as taking kids to school. Also recognize that it's okay to ignore people sometimes. Just make sure you notify them that you're only available at certain times or through certain channels. You really don't have to be always on tap 24/7. If you're launching into the day answering emails and taking calls, you're dancing to someone else's tune. You have to make time for emails and calls, of course, but place them lower on your list of priorities and things that nurture your soul and spirit. Try and start each day with something that makes you feel amazing, whatever it is. It may be a jog, yoga or meditation, a walk with a dog in nature, a blast of AC/DC or watching a motivational video. The important thing is that it sends you into the day in the best frame of mind and ready to take on other people in a bulletproof way. My order of priority begins with the most inspiring work of all to me, my writing, even if it's only for 10 minutes, and then cascades down to tasks that need to be done. It's easy to do this once you have a clear vision for your life. So as I often say, start with the end in mind. People will use you if they can, sometimes without even realizing. Always be respectful and considerate, but remain firm with others. Take all these principles on board and then you'll be well on your way to achieving mastery of your time. My name is Jane Baylor and I'd like to welcome you to my Business of Relationships series for entrepreneurs and people like you who want to be the very best versions of yourselves. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment, which I promise I'll read. If you've got ideas about other topics you'd like me to address in my series, please suggest them too, as I want to create incredible value for you. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited to have you on board.